Dun, 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 dun.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Tire TV Talks
Oh, okay.
Reviewathon. And yes, Turtle Guy,
No, wait,
today
wait, wait,
we.
wait. My name is Turtle Guy, and along with my friend Cyber Prime, well, we are
Hi.
slightly tired. What?
No, I was saying
Yeah,
hi.
fucking thought so. Well, we fucking
We
tired
talk about
chaps,
stuff
yeah.
with the
Well,
Tire
extremely
Force.
tired, and with the help of our other friends and guest members, we review stuff for the you of the people.
Yeah, except technically none of the guests have come on to review something, but there is one specifically that is in the works, so
Yeah,
that
we
at
got one
least.
booked.
Yeah, we
By
got
booked,
one
we
booked.
mean he's trapped in our closet. And we're feeding him regularly.
Nerve just went in my shoulder. Holy shit, that is incredibly painful.
Cyberprime just
I
fucking died.
fucking hell, that is sore. Sorry. Anyway, back to the scheduled interview. Aside from the injury, I was not aware of this person
His
being
wound!
put in a closet. But anyway, today we're here to talk about the first half of The Flash season 7. 7? 7.
Yeah,
Yes, 7.
Flash season 7, baby. Already renewed for season 8, and so we're
Hopefully
talking
it'll get a
about
season
all
9.
things Flash. There's some rumors going around that the Flash is going to end with season 8, and others saying
Oh
there was
no.
talks about season 9. Here's the thing. When
If it gets
Arrow,
season 9, I hope it
Supergirl,
gets
and other
10.
shows ended, it was all on the CW stuff. But this is coming from the people that said the Legends is going to end with Legends of Tomorrow season 4. And now Legends has been renewed up to season 7. So
Yay!
eat a dick.
I love Legends. I'm very glad it's still around.
It'll be curious to see. Now, usually basically nothing can be confirmed about whether or not the Flash's season 8 will be its final season up until the season airs at this point. So we could get
Mm.
news during its hiatus or later on this year. Who knows? It just, I don't know. We'll wait and see. But usually for things like this, they'd announce it with a bit of, I don't know. They'd make a big deal or something. But so far, at this point in time, when this review is being done, the the Flash is not ending with season 8, but
Okay,
nor
that's
has
cool.
been renewed for season 9.
9.
So
But all
a
I'm
little
saying
bit of a
before we move on from this, if it
yeah.
gets renewed for season 9, I really hope it gets season 10 because 10 is just a much more satisfying number to end on than 9. But that's just my
Yeah,
personal
I
opinion.
listen. All I want is for them to end like in 2024 and just give that newspaper thingy meaning.
Oh my god, yeah, that'll be so good. Wait, that would bring
I
it up
think
to
that's
season
yeah.
11. What it would be 12.
No, Flash started in 2014, so
10 seasons.
technically,
Oh shit, yeah.
well, no, technically it'd only need 9.
Fuck. Oh yeah,
Wait,
because it ends in the
let me
second
think.
half.
Yeah,
Yeah, no. Yeah, you're right. You're
yeah.
right.
But also, Flash will be getting back into its proper roots. That's another thing we can address. Season 8 will start in 2021. Um, here's how it's working currently. I think I've said this in other videos, but I think I've said this in another video. Or maybe I've just
I
said it in.
genuinely don't know.
I don't think. I no. I think I just said this in conversation actually. But so the Flash's finale, I believe, is set for July 20th.
Okay.
So it finishes up July 20th. Stargirl comes, I believe, Stargirl starts and takes up the Flash's time slot on August 10th. And then when Stargirl finishes, which hopefully should be sometime in the middle of November, Flash will come for a 5 episode stint, which is apparently going to be a little five episode event,
That's
or
cool. I'm looking
and
forward to that.
we'll get more into this in a minute, but probably its own graphic novel of Flash and Friends or something or other. We'll see what
Oh,
that does. Yeah. But
interesting.
yeah, it's just yeah. We'll wait and see. I don't know. I'm curious about this
Crisis in
5 episode
Central City.
Crisis Light. or Crisis maybe across the multiverse. But hey,
Crisis Point.
listen. Let's not look forward to the good stuff.
Crisis
Let's
Point is good. It's a good name. I'm gonna remember that. But anyway, yes, Turtle
so
Guy. That was an excellent segue.
season yeah season 7.
Season 7. Okay. I am gonna be
Woohoo!
honest.
Hey.
I'm vaguely struggling to remember the first 3 episodes, but I do remember the fact that they talked her away from being evil and didn't send her to prison. So that's a
Yeah.
thing.
Well, they've been doing that a bit. So,
Yeah, actually.
like you've said, the first 3 episodes was finishing up the storyline of the past season. Which here's the graphic novel name. So graphic novel number 2. So they've been doing these graphic novels since season 6. So they had the Bloodwork one,
Oh,
but I
okay.
can't remember the name of it. But basically, graphic novel number 2, the one with all the Mirror Master shenanigans, was called Reflections and Lies. The other
Ah.
graphic novel that we'll get into that was focused on the forces was called God Complex.
Ah. Oh, that's a good name, actually.
Foreshadowing? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe?
Very maybe. Probably.
Yeah. Yeah, so here's the speed up version. So the first one was Blood and Truth, then it was Crisis, and then it was Reflection and Lies, and then it was God Complex, and then I think so I knew my brain would forget something. So currently at this point in time when we're recording this, only episode 11 has been released,
Yes.
and that's what they're calling the mid-season. So then I think the next episode is going to be somewhat standalone, but slightly tease the events of the next season, or the next half of the season, and then
Okay.
we get into the meaty stuff, which there's
Hopefully.
not a lot of stuff left, but maybe they work better under a time crunch, because I don't know.
I
Where are
just
you
really
going?
okay. Just overall, just so people know, because we're like 7 minutes in, we haven't actually given our thoughts. As a
Yeah,
whole, for the first half, what did you think of this half of the season compared to the previous seasons of The Flash?
real hit and miss. I've actually been rewatching season 5. Season 5, ugh. This, like, it had really good, then it had really bad.
I think it introduced really, really cool characters, but I just don't think the story that they were in was strong enough, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like,
but I think I've said this to you before, and sorry to cut you off, but
no, carry on.
the story that was based off, it was based off like a relatively recent comic arc, which, well, no, I don't know, it's really strange because they've done Bloodwork was based off a relatively recent Flash villain, but he was done great. Whereas the whole
Yeah, I
Forces
really
stuff,
liked him.
the Forces stuff in the comics was kind of messy anyway. Like it
Hmm.
wasn't very well explained, but I think the show kind of rushed it even more.
Yeah, they're on a time
They,
crunch, I guess.
one, they rushed it, and two, because I don't know, the comics I find so confusing, where it's just these forces, and they're just not very well explained at all.
Was it still a thing that they were like the quote unquote children of the Speed Force, or like
Nope,
Barry and Iris?
no.
No, that was
So,
just a weird thing that the show made.
slight
Okay.
spoilers for the Flash Rebirth. I think it was like the 2017, 2018, 2019 run. That's how recent it is.
Oh.
Um,
Oh shit! Actually, I didn't realize.
yeah, I think it was around 2018. But so short version, I think Professor Zoom causes Kid Flash Wally West and the Flash Barry Allen. They get a little annoyed at each other and they go to war. Hence starting Flash War. Yeah, we're never gonna
Ah.
see that. But
I
sadly true.
mean, could
So
happen.
they go on a race and they break the force barrier, stopping time travel and creating three new forces along with the Speed Force. And then that
Ah.
culminates to like they mess around with that a lot and there's like Fuerza Psych and I think the Still Force guy are kind of in it, but they're less. They're just like, hey, I'm just the person that uses this force like the Flash. There's no children or any of that, and like the
Hmm.
Speed Force doesn't show up at all. The main villain of that arc or that storyline is Professor Zoom, who combines all the forces. That's the other thing that they didn't do in this, and I kind of wish. I don't know. I do and I don't. So I think one of the first examples of the forces in the comics was the Trickster actually
Oh
gets the
yeah, I remember
Strength
you telling me
Force.
that.
And then in order to beat him, the Flash also gets the abilities of the Strength Force. Not something they do in the show at all.
Hmm. Oh wait, so
So
Barry would have been
yeah,
able to do all of them eventually, would it? Was it?
I think. Well, again, I haven't fully read this. I know I've been meaning to, but yeah. So he got the Strength Force for a little while, but then
Oh,
it
interesting.
faded. But so the whole thing culminated with, I think, Professor Zoom getting all of the four forces and getting a new force, the Forever Force.
The Forever Force. What did that do?
I think he wanted to reset time or something
Ah,
or other. I genuinely can't remember.
Zoom Point. Forever Point, if you will.
Fucking maybe that's how fucking like I think I remembered looking at it just for like context, but I still can't remember anything.
I'd love, this is never going to happen, but I would love that, like, at one point in any of the Arrowverse shows, a villain would get, like, that dangerous and that unstoppable that, like, Spectre or Oliver Queen just, like, pops in, smites
He
them, and
just
leaves.
pops in for like
I,
a second and then
and just, like, destroys them. I thought it would be fucking hilarious,
well, I
but they're
mean,
never going.
he fucked up the Speed Force.
Yes, he did fuck
He
up the Speed
fucking
Force.
caused this shit.
Oh shit, yeah, he did, actually. In a weird
You
way.
want him to show back up? He's gonna fucking no.
Or well,
Uh,
technically, if you want to go way back, it was Bloodsport. Kind of corrupted the Speed Force in the beginning. Technically, wasn't it?
well,
Not
mm,
Bloodsport. Bloodwork. Bloodsport is the Suicide Squad character. But yeah.
getting your Sportsmaster and your Bloodwork all mixed up.
One thing. This is specifically for the finale. This is just a really thing. This
Hmm.
isn't even part of the review before we get into the characters and the overall plot. But I straight up thought they nonchalantly introduced Green Lantern at one point because towards the end, the Flash just looks up and sees a green plane.
Yeah.
That no explanation. That has never happened. Dion has never been really shown to be able to do that. But I thought they
I
straight up
don't
just
even
did
know
the
if
Green
Dion knows how
Lantern.
to fly a plane.
Yeah, I don't think so too. He's just a dude. He doesn't
Here's the
have that
other
kind of
thing.
power. What is the other thing?
We're gonna go through episode by episode.
Oh god, if I remember them.
Dion's powers are so confusing. His backstory in general is so confusing. Like fucking. I think the only one of the Force wielders is what I'm gonna call them that had like a proper story or you knew what they were kind of about was Psyche.
Yeah, Sykes like understood because they kind of wrapped it all up in one episode.
Yeah, Psyche was like, I'm gonna fuck you up with my mind. Flair's a little bit confusing 'cause she didn't have a proper actress, and then she bloody has that Hulk ability of her clothes magically reappearing on her.
Yeah,
Now, Dion's episode, his introductory episode with the one with the 90s,
that
which
was a
the
cool
Flash only
concept.
showed up for like an. It was a cool concept, and I liked certain parts. There were bits with like fucking submarines and Roman soldiers and dinosaurs
And
I didn't like.
dinosaurs that, yeah, they just didn't
Like
dwell on
there
them
was
at
bits
all.
there you could have cut out, but there was like for the most part, like I loved them going around in the 90s. I
Oh,
loved
and the Chester
Chester
stuff. That was
bonding with
cool,
his
actually.
dad,
Yeah.
and I loved the whole Dion stuff. Dion's fucking music in that episode, which I don't think they've done since, was like dun or I don't
I
know
think they did
how it
actually in the
was.
last episode. I
Oh,
think they
maybe
did for
so.
a split second when he appeared after
Yeah,
the plane scene, actually. I think
I don't know.
so.
I really like Dion's music.
Also, though he actually has a really cool power. Okay, we're going to go in straight into the characters now, because Dion, they didn't
Yeah.
reveal this until like the last episode. He has a really fucking cool power actually, where he can make people see certain timelines.
Mm,
That was really cool. I actually really liked that when he did that to the Speed Force, where
mm,
he made her see what would happen if she killed them all. That was cool. I really did like that.
yeah.
The Forces themselves, I think, were really cool characters. Um, Slightly
Yes.
vague, especially powers
Mm.
wise. Except for Forza. Forza's power was very easy to understand.
This is the this is the weird thing. Sorry to cut you off. This is the
No,
weird thing
carry
about
on.
the Flash. There are certain seasons where it's like because they've gotten this strangely into their heads where it's like okay we're gonna do graphic novels where if you look at the past season, season one perfection, season two
Hmm.
perfection, where it only had the one big villain. However, the two things with those two seasons, they didn't really introduce their big bads until the back half. Usually your episode 7 or your episode 8
And they were the
they'd
surprise
show up.
twists as well.
They were the surprise twists. Yeah, that's also true. Because Zoom, you didn't really know who he was for a while. Savitar was a little bit weird, but he did also follow this, where he didn't really show up until like the seventh or eighth episode.
And there was a
But they
surprise
really
twist with who he
dragged.
was.
Yeah, but they dragged the shit out of his twist that kind of made him a little
Yeah.
unsatisfying to certain people. The Thinker, again, the Thinker started appearing earlier. I'm
Yeah.
not just starting a
He
bit.
was a different kind of
Again,
villain.
he was a different kind of villain, and he kind of did a weird thing in the middle where he kept body swapping, and that's my only problem with the Thinker. I quite like season 4,
Yeah, no, I like season 4 as well.
unpopular opinion. Season 5, however, with cicadas.
Cicada's design is fucking awesome. I love his design. Everything else I'm not, no. But his
I didn't
design
like
is amazing.
the actor. I his voice was okay. His power set was fucking dumb.
He gained a new thing for like plot convenience every episode. He could
I can
fly by the
fly.
end of
I'm
it.
impenetrable to fucking. They really hyped him up as well. Like I said at the start of this, I'm rewatching season 5. Oh yeah, the entire Justice League faced Cicada and lost. Even
Wait,
Oliver
what?
Queen tried. This was Nora talking about Cicada in the future.
Oh wait, did she mention the Justice League?
She said the League.
Ah, okay.
A little subtle
So that
name
means
drop.
in that future Oliver Queen didn't die apparently.
Yeah.
So that's that's
Or
interesting.
yeah. But fucking no, that fucking cicada shit went on way too long, and that I think can understand why they went with okay graphic novels. So then we're splitting the seasons up.
Yeah, I feel like that was a really roundabout way to do something with the Reverse Flash though, wasn't it? Didn't he not
Yeah,
like appear at the very end?
he appeared at the fucking second half of the finale. Well, technically he appeared in the second half. In classic fashion, he appeared at around episode 8. He actually reappeared back in the 100th episode,
Ah,
like properly,
yeah.
in the future.
What did
But
what did
yeah,
they
cicadas,
what
poo
did he
poo.
gain from that though? Was that him getting out of prison if I remember correctly?
That was him getting out of prison and then he ran away and then I think lived. And then he's like, see you in our next crisis. Wink, 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 wink.
He
Crisis
never
shows up.
fucking showed up.
Dun, 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 dun,
Unless
dun,
I'm
dun, dun,
hoping
dun, 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 dun. Go ahead.
I'm hoping that he'll be in the fight. If the five thing event is called Crisis, I'm hoping he'll be the villain of that. Although I still to
Crisis
this
of
day,
Flushes.
I
Maybe
still
he'll
to
show
this
up before
day,
that.
I want
There's a
him to be.
150th episode coming.
Yeah, okay. No, yeah, that I'm looking forward to that as well. But I really, really hope that he ends up being the last villain of the show as well. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's a thing they do in the comics ever, but like, that I think it would be really cool where he gets to fight
I would
Eobard once
like
and for
that
all.
too. The chances of that happening, I don't know. But yeah, so that was just me reminiscing about how this book system came to place. Like
No,
I
actually,
said,
yeah,
first
I
half of
have one
season 6
question
real
about that
strong.
actually.
Go ahead.
So when you say graphic novels, this is probably me
Yeah.
being really small brain here, but does the Flash comics and graphic novels, are they separate things or are the graphic novels compilations of the comics?
I don't know. I think that's just more of a like selling type thingy. I think
Oh, okay.
yeah, I genuinely don't know. But we've touched a little bit on well, you said characters, I said forces. I want to do this episode by episode, baby.
We can try if I can remember what happens in them.
So the first one was all wells that ends wells.
Ah, yeah,
This
no,
was the first one. This was the premiere, and this was the one which was basically all the footage they had, but they didn't like there were certain bits, and they basically this was episode 20, I think, and they had to rework it.
I see. Well,
But I quite liked it,
I thought.
especially the ending.
Oh, that reminds
Go
me of
ahead.
something else that I'll get into in a second.
Yeah.
They set up that bit in the rest of the series very well, where like Harrison looks away and then looks back again. But
Nope. No, he doesn't. You're on
wait,
the wrong
am
episode,
I on
my
the wrong
friend.
episode?
This is the one where Nash Wells dies and Flash gets the news
Was
speed
that not the same
force.
episode? Oh no, I'm thinking of
Nope.
when Iris goes to the thing. Yeah, no, that
Yeah.
episode was also alright. I personally didn't necessarily think they needed to kill off Nash, because I thought he was pretty interesting. But,
Well, upon reflecting now, it makes sense because um, spoiler, well, not spoiler alert, but hi, rest of the viewers. So Tom Cavanaugh is no longer series regular, so this was like their roundabout way of. This was like them starting off their roundabout way of getting rid of a Wells
slowly.
permanently, slowly. Whereas then he's just the timeless Wells that
That is a
really
cool
must
concept,
enjoy
though,
living
actually.
in the 2000s.
Yeah, well, it's with his wife, so I kind of get that.
Yeah, but
So.
still, fucking looping over again and again. You must be like, sweet Jesus, if I have to watch Malcolm in the Middle one more time.
uh, well, like, I actually, that is one thing. I will accept the fact that the way they killed every single fucking Wells at the one time, because Timeless Wells is a cool concept.
Wait, hold on. Did HR show
Yeah,
back up?
HR did show
Yeah,
back up.
HR
He
showed
did
back
show
up.
back up.
Only to die once more.
Once more, yeah. Oh God, it's 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 interesting.
Yeah, but
I
it did look fancy.
Yeah, it looked fancy, and the way he died looked incredibly painful. But
Mm.
at least he did it for the right cause. I guess it makes sense. He sacrificed himself after killing billions upon billions of universes. It's like the
Yeah.
least he could do. But also now, oh God, what's her name? She wears this coat now, which is a very nice touch. Um,
Allegra?
Allegra, yeah, she wears this coat now, which I do like that. I think that's a nice touch.
And his little satchel. Yeah, I
Satchel
like
thing,
that.
yeah.
But yeah, then the next episode was actually I quite like this one. The Speed of Thought, where Barry goes all super thinker,
Oh, that was cool as well.
and
That was another cool
yeah,
concept.
Frost gets like speedy. This is Frost shows back up too, and she gets all speedy. I like this
Oh
one as
yeah,
well.
that was a good
Like
episode.
yeah, strangely enough, this you kind of think because if we're thinking of this as like the last three episodes of like before the finale, you'd think
Yeah.
this one was kind of fillery, but I kind of like this one. That
Yeah,
was an
no, it had cool
interesting idea.
things. Was that the same
Yeah, it
one
was.
where oh my
Iris gets pulled out of Maryverse.
no,
Uh,
what, oh, I am really bad. Tire Talks is really hitting me in the brain. I'm forgetting names. The empath. Yeah, the empath hooks up to the thinker chair. What the hell is her name? Uh
oh,
was that the same episode?
I don't think so.
No.
You're thinking of Cecile.
Oh shit, yeah, Cecile. Sorry, no, that was way for that was against Psych. Sorry, that's my bad.
Yeah. No, that was later on, I
Oh
think.
my god, I can't think of these episodes. But yeah, carry on. I remember.
Maybe that's a bad sign.
No, when you described them to me,
This
I
is
do remember. I
one.
swear.
Yeah, that was a good episode. Nothing much to talk about. Like the first one, the big thing was like the death of Harrison Wells, and then
Yeah.
I think yeah, the second one had the little tease of Harrison Wells dead, maybe not. Episode 3, Mother. This one had bad reviews on IMDb, but I think it's just because the arc was so spun out and that it was a fact where it's just like, alright, Mayor, Mistress, or Monarch, whatever the fuck, you die now.
Excuse me.
Also, Flash lost his speed again, and it was almost undoing the work of the past two episodes.
Yeah, and it was kind of not a lot of fighting either.
Yeah,
Although the actual
which is
mirror
this
people
season
coming
in a
was cool.
nutshell.
Yeah. Yes, actually.
And I hope, actually going from set pictures, hopefully, we'll get some more fighting. But that's because
Maybe
Godspeed wears a mask.
this might be my cyberprime theory tinfoil hat time, but maybe the reason they're not doing a lot of action this half of the season is because they're investing all of their resources and money into the final 5 episodes, which is just Godspeed slaughtering everyone and killing
Well,
everyone so he can live his sitcom
like
show.
I've said, slight spoilers, but the
Oh yeah,
set
slight
pictures for
spoilers.
Godspeed are fucking ridiculous. I know this is an audio thing. Please put in the thumbnail the picture with all the Godspeeds.
We will have to see what Eddie does.
Or just the cover image that randomly appears in the back is just all the Godspeeds looking like they be in the club.
Oh yeah, the dancing.
Yeah. That's what they do. They murder the Flash and everyone else in like 5 seconds, and they're just like,
Yeah, and
"Hey
then the rest,
boys, let's go
they
clubbing."
exactly the rest of the series is just like four main Godspeeds, and then they had called like the rest. The entire Central City is just filled with different clones of Godspeeds living out different lives, and it's just like a
Like
sitcom comedy
I think
show.
we've discussed this before, but like there's a female Godspeed, and then they just go on a night out, and like there's a Godspeed, and it's fucking in a nightgown, wearing
Yeah,
like glasses,
exactly.
and like,
And
what the hell time do you call this other Godspeeds?
yeah, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, man," and then it's like, and then
If
I don't know.
only life was gonna tell you it'd be full of Godspeeds.
My goals are
Yeah.
way beyond your understanding. Oh God, but
Yes, I suppose I am a god.
I actually need to
Yeah.
rewatch the episode where they fight Godspeed because for the life of me I can't remember it
Which
at all.
one? There's
The
the Pied
newest one,
Piper one, and
the
then
Pied
there's the
Piper one.
one. Yeah, Godspeed so far has only showed up in 3 episodes. Season 5, the episode titled Godspeed, the start of season 6 for like 5 minutes, and then the end of season 6, Pay the
Wait a
Piper.
minute. Hang
Yes.
on. Do you remember at one point where they were said they got a load of Godspeed clones that couldn't speak that came from the future?
Oh fuck.
What the fuck happened with them?
I think they're in the pot. Oh fuck! I know exactly what's going to happen. Either they make more, or the ones that have been just shouting like a dial-up internet modem are gonna fucking attack Star Labs, and they're like, "Oh, it'll be fine. Let's just keep them." Yeah, it's not like maybe we should like I don't know, dissect or like
Dissect is a bit
put
extreme, my friend.
these.
They're still living
But
people, I
yeah,
think.
I know, but it's like Godspeed has controlled these before. Should it not be a case of we
Do they all
turn
have
them
different
off?
faces as well? Did I remember
Human
them
faces,
saying that?
yeah, I think so. But according to set pictures, we will get to see the actual man behind the Godspeed, the real one this
Oh,
time.
cool.
No, no fooling. Yeah,
Okay.
we got really distracted from the quote unquote season finale mother
Oh yes, we did very
with
much.
timeless wells. Um, yeah, it just kind of wraps up everything, and plus Iris had mirror powers for like a minute.
Yeah, and Mirror Monarch just walks back, and one thing I actually like
It's not
her
really
weapon,
satisfying. I think I can see why people were so let down by this, because they were building so much hype towards this,
and
and
I
then
don't
it
think it
just
helped that there was such a long wait to finish off the story.
yeah, it wasn't as satisfying. Whereas the first and the second episode was pretty good, whereas the third one just kind of went out in a whimper.
Yeah. No, yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with that. That makes sense.
But yeah, that's the whole Mirror Money story from season 6 wrapped up. Now we got the forces, baby. Starting with
Yeah,
episode 4, Central City Strong and the
that
wait,
was
what the fuck's his name?
the one with Abracadabra. Yeah,
Abracadabra,
that
or
was a
his
good
real
episode.
name Felipe.
That was a pretty good episode.
Yeah, I quite like that one. I
Excuse me,
like that one. Plus, it was a nice tease for
Forza.
Fuerza. Yeah,
Yeah, and
it was a
also
nice
just
tease for the forces arc. Like it got right in on that shit. Plus, Rip Abracadabra, or as he literally tells us, "Hi, my name's Felipe," or
yeah,
Philippe.
it also showed that there was like repercussions for Crisis in an interesting way, which I just like.
Yeah,
I like how they're actually acknowledging that it's not like being and gone. That it still ripples. It's like any game in the Marvel movies. There is still like
yeah,
ongoing effects. It's cool. I like it a lot.
yeah. Less political ones, but yeah.
Yeah, but it was an interesting way of showing it actually.
And then
Was
I
that the
think
episode with the really weird police officer
maybe
with Argus? Yeah, it was. It
I
was because
think
it was him that
mm,
it was him they were bringing to Argus.
yeah, that I don't know. That could have been just like an abracadabra thing, or I don't
I
know.
genuinely don't know. It was just a really the way the guy replied was just very strange.
Yeah, and he hasn't showed up since.
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
I agree that that is weird. But yeah, so then the next one after that, Central City Strong, pretty good episode, and a nice strong setup for the Forces arc.
Yes.
That ultimately, like, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not gonna.
One
I'm not
thing
gonna
I
come out here
will.
and say forces are bad. It's just they needed more direction.
Oh, yeah, and also this may technically apply to every single season of almost every show that has a different villain every season, but this show or this arc began and ended, and it didn't change anything in the world around them. Like
There
they
were
the
several storms
yeah, but when
that
you think about
also
like
didn't do anything.
when you think about the Reverse Flash in the first season,
Yeah, there
he
was the
changed the world
singularity,
around him in his arc. What's another one?
zoom,
Zoom tried to
what does
kill a
Zoom
load
do?
of people, and he introduced another Earth,
Caused
didn't he?
flashpoint.
Caused Flashpoint. There you go. Savitar.
Savitar caused a storm that kind of ended up doing
Uh,
nothing.
yeah, okay. Savitar mightn't be
Thinker
the
fucked
best
up a
example.
satellite.
Yeah, Thinker. Yeah, and yeah, that's the other thing I was gonna say. Each of those seasons always somehow set up the next season. Like Thinker Satellites
Mm.
doing the spiky
Cicada
insect
did
man
fuck
Cicada.
all except die and cause Reverse Flash to speed up Crisis.
Yeah, okay, well that technically did set up something. But this one, as far as I could see, set up absolutely nothing. Because they all just went
Yeah.
back into the same place that they really began and didn't do anything.
No, 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 no. It set up one thing.
Oh, did it? Did I miss it completely? Oh, well, no,
Yeah.
Cisco, I guess.
No, 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 no. You still wrong.
Oh,
The
Impulse.
big reveal. The fucking Iris and Barry getting hunka hunka boop boop boop
They're gonna
for.
have a baby, and that's a good impulse. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Nice one, Barry.
Hey, Barry, you're a bit excessive. That was the bit they cut. Like they were in bed and you hear that squeaky squeaky. Hey, Barry, knock it off. You're a bit impulsive. Or not impulsive. You're a bit excessive.
Uh,
Get it? Excess?
oh god. But wait, if that guy gets introduced in the show, I really hope it's just a baby and they just never ever get the show. Or maybe it's maybe oh wait, maybe it's like they're kind of investing. So the CW like 10 year, 20 years down the line are gonna be like, "Hey, we set up the Impulse show 20 years ago. Come watch." And then just have it
Yeah,
as a
with a
direct sequel.
bloody. Oh god.
They could do it. Or they could set it in the future and then have like a future time so they could have Impulse and Black Widow, not Black Widow, Green Arrow and the Canaries. Then just kind of have them all in the future. I don't think they're going to do that, but it's the thing. It's an option if they wanted to.
It sure is. But, where were we? Oh yeah, the psych episode.
Psych was cool. I find his powers very intriguing.
Mm.
I didn't
I
understand
still
his
think
motives at
my
first, but
favorite. Yeah, I still think my favorite of the forces is Dion.
I think Psych is my favorite if I'm picking one. I think.
I liked it. From looks, I think Psych is my favorite because he had the most interesting design along with that mask and that coat.
Yeah, yeah, no, I agree with that completely.
And then they just got rid of it and were like, oh, he's in a suit now, I guess.
He's looking dapper.
He is looking. I don't know because then, like, I really liked it where he'd fuck with your mind, but then for the last two episodes, he had like these fucking weird pink Doctor Octopus arms.
Yeah, and then he could make people see illusions and stuff, which I guess makes sense.
Well, no, the
Um,
seeing illusions kind of makes sense, and the whole fucking with your mind. That
yeah,
I agree with. I
but then
did not like the pink arms.
he can make tangible fear, which is a
Mm.
cool concept, but
Woo.
just kind of came out of nowhere.
Mm.
I'm curious of whether we keep like jumping away from the episode we're supposed to be talking about, but I'm curious to see if they'll
Well,
ever
no,
come back.
because yeah, I highly doubt it.
It'll be interesting. I think Psych, all of them would actually be
Mm.
really interesting new members for Team Flash if
Yeah.
they wanted to get different dynamics powers wise.
Not to be that guy, but let's speed through the rest of the episodes.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
So the next one is the one with the 90s. I've mentioned this. This is the Dion introduction episode. Less Flash focused. I've also realized we've completely skipped over something.
Have we?
Nora.
Nora.
Bloody
Oh,
Nora.
the Speed Force.
Who
I
shows up as Nora.
I
And
like
is
how they
completely
addressed.
very
Yeah.
trusting. And like, oh, you can trust me, Flash. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I am glad they addressed how Barry is uncomfortable that she took the form of his dead mom. I'm glad they didn't just like write over that.
Mm,
I'm glad it took them a while to like for him to process. But apart from that, I thought she was pretty cool. Don't understand why she had to get like a new superhero costume towards the end. But
Yeah, she just, I don't know, did she just run into like a fucking outfit or fucking shop and she's like, I need something dark and edgy?
also, I don't know if they explained this or not, but how come she's the only one that had? How come she's the only force that can actually make a form herself? Or did she resurrect the
She's
dead
the
corpse of
oldest?
Nora and then just made
She,
it alive?
this is one thing they haven't addressed in season 6 yet, I think. Barry couldn't find the grave of his parents.
Oh shit! Yeah, after Crisis.
And they're like, oh, we'll find them together, champ. And then the whole fucking mirror thing happened, and I think they'll address it eventually because
They just never died.
there's some returning characters that I think might be the cause of this.
It's a motorway builder man who built a motorway over the built a highway over the
It's
graveyard.
me, the Flash, the Underminer.
The Underminer. Oh god, that'd be great. That'd be a
Oh, good.
crossover. Or
And
it's Captain Cold and Mick Rory. Captain Cold's
no,
back from the dead and he's become a grave robber for some reason. And that's
actually, one thing you speak of this, and I think we're just gonna the one with the 90s, the
grave robbing.
Dion introduction episode, 10 out of 10. We're moving on to
Yeah, that
Growing
was all right.
Pains, which I think is the one with Chilblain.
Oh yeah.
I
Okay, I
mentioned
really
it
liked that episode actually.
because I know for a fact they won't do it because they've wrapped filming, and the chances of them doing it is like 0%.
Mhm.
I would love and adore, and I hope they do this next season or as soon as possible. I would like if they did this. I'm going into the U territory of just I'd like Captain Cold back. I'd love
I
them
would
to do
love
like a
Captain Cold
Captain
back.
Cold versus Chilblain
And Killer
versus
Frost. Just have
Chilblain.
there's a lot of ice people in Legends, or I mean Flash. Holy shit! That only kind of yeah. I want that.
Eh,
I want Captain
it's
Cold. I want
coincidence.
Shieldblade. I want I guess it's because it's probably Flash's weakness, but I just want Captain Cold back. I want him to come back in Legends and then probably move over to Flash, and then maybe get his own show. But I don't
Only
think that's
maybe.
going to happen. But yeah, I just want Captain Cole back. I don't really mind where, but I want the original one back because there's so many like BS ways they could say it because he died outside of time. So like they could fucking say whatever they want. They could even say Crisis. Although, well, no, Crisis wouldn't actually affect that
I
place, will
mean,
it?
it's a beautiful fit. There may be a crisis change coming up in the
Oh,
next episode.
oh, interesting.
Oh.
Barton walks up and he's like, "Hey guys, hey best friend, best buddy or pal who I've known since ages. How are you doing?"
Eddie Khan just really fucking appears.
Yeah, exactly. He's just
I'm
very friendly with them.
alive! Fucking Oliver doesn't resurrect Barry's parents, resurrects fucking
Resurrection
everyone
Reverse
else.
Flash, all of his rogues gallery. Oh god.
But
Actually,
yeah,
that
so
is
there's
something they haven't
growing
done in a while.
pains
Sorry,
with Chilblain, and it was good.
that was a
Continue
great
your
episode.
point.
That was a really good episode because they actually went
Yeah.
back to Barry Allen doing crime scene investigation, which they haven't done properly in ages, and I really love that.
Yeah, and
And
he
I
was
hope
getting
they do
angry
more
with the
of that.
Speed Force.
Yeah, but I love him in actually investigating and following clues and stuff. I really hope they do more of that in the next season.
Keep doing your job, Barry Allen CSI.
Exactly, yeah, just do more of his actual
Also,
job.
wait, we give us a moment to satisfy our contractory obligations to talk about the elongated man.
Oh,
I
yes.
fucked that up so hard in my brain, but still.
Yes.
He, well, I think we've mentioned this a bunch in the things, or I remember talking about it a hell of a lot, but, good old Hartley Sawyer got fired from the show, so they had to write
Yes.
out Elongated Man.
Yes, in
And,
a interesting way. He basically put on a fencing costume and
mm-hmm,
um and then
and a
walked
nice
away.
voice changer,
Yeah,
and
although
just,
it was a semi-close voice, that whoever they got to do it.
mm,
Semi-close. But
semi-close.
it's a shame because they were setting up
Especially,
some
yeah,
stuff with that character. But
Yeah, with Sue. Yeah, because the other thing I don't know if I told you, but the actress playing Sue Dearborn, just before that news dropped of him being fired, she was promoted to a series regular.
oh, I wonder if that changed
Which
now
I
then.
think that is changed. Which
Ah,
I think
okay.
is a real shame.
Yeah, I liked her as well, actually. Yeah, that was oh, that would have been cool. But alas,
There you
uh,
go. But
it
yeah,
happened. Move
let's
on to the
let's
next
let's
episode.
move on. The People versus Killer Frost. This whole Killer Frost arc, I think, was meant to be a little bit Black Lives Matter inspired,
Oh, interesting.
especially with the whole Joe thing and him not. Oh, I'm
That
a
is
cop, but I'm.
I'm gonna put like this may be a hot take, I don't know. But everything that happened with him and like in the CCPD and with the woman who was like hunting down Inhumans, that whole thing for him, the entire arc, I found that the most interesting part of the show because I was genuinely invested in his struggle. Like for this, I'm not joking. I really really got invested with everything he was doing. Um,
Forces, the Flash, ooh, police drama.
No, it was cool. I really, really liked it. And it was like it was challenging like the law of like what to do with Inhumans or not Inhumans, metahumans,
So,
uh,
yeah,
and it was
let's
cool.
hope it's really bad when you know the B or C storyline is better than the A storyline. I hope this changes. I have high hopes. That 150th episode, the
Oh,
amount of
I
weight
hope
on it
so.
for it to be good
I really hope it's not a letdown. I
is
really hope.
immense.
Oh, I don't.
Like
Oh
they're
God.
no, I'm
They
worried.
need to pull
Like
something like completely like show changing out of the bag for it. Something that will like affect the show going forward. They
there
really need
is
to.
like we know the big thing that they're teasing for that 150th, and they've dropped a little things. There impulse,
Impulse, yeah.
which
Also,
yeah, we'll see how that goes.
I'm not saying that this will be in the 150th or even anytime soon if they'll ever do it. I just hope because they've mentioned the Red Death. I hope that the Red Death eventually is used, even for an episode. I just hope that
Yeah,
it is an actual thing, or at least say that oh, Crisis just erased him from existence in the future.
yeah.
So just something like
Or
that.
I really hope they don't fuck with it, where
Hmm.
the Red Death is just a fucking killing speedster and not. Oh yeah, the Red Death was some poison.
Yeah, I hope they kind of do because wasn't he like Bruce Wayne as a speedster or like the equivalent?
Yeah, in a
I
perfect world, they do it where it was a fucking alternate Earth Oliver
Oh my
Queen that
God,
went crazy
that's
and
what they
became
should.
the Flash.
That's what they should
That's
do. Is the
not what they're
five
going.
episode event?
No,
Oliver Queen as the Flash coming to this universe to fuck shit up. CW, sell me, or I mean, pay me. I will
sell
write
you.
it for you. I will write it
Fucking
for you.
sell you. See, there's one big problem about that. The chances of getting Stephen Amell back slim.
I thought he said he wanted to do it at one point because it
He'd
was like
want to
lockdown.
do it, but like he's doing other shows and stuff, and
Yeah, I
plus the
guess.
lockdown is easing, so
Yeah, well, they could always get the guy if they didn't want to do Oliver Queen. They could actually genuinely get the guy who took a photo shoot to play Batman in Batwoman. So,
he showed up for an episode
oh yeah, 'cause Hush, I forgot about that. Yeah,
as
so
Hush.
yeah, so just get that guy and just give him like make him the Red Death.
Yeah, but I think it kind of loses its impact if you don't really know who Bruce Wayne is. Like, I think the Oliver
Yeah,
Queen one works way more because you know who
it
Oliver
does
Queen is. But then you
exactly.
just change it. Like, this concept of Red Death sounds good because it's like Batman that goes fucking crazy and it's like, I'm gonna fucking be a speedster now. Frost, good enough, I can't really remember fuck all that happened. Oh, fucking Strength
Oh,
Lady showed up and died.
oh yeah, I remember as soon as Furzer was killed, I remember like talking to Turtle Guy about it, saying that they CW really saved their budget by killing Furza after only showing her once. Turns
And
out that
then
wasn't the
they
case.
went like, let's bring her back.
Yeah, okay, I'm kind of glad because I thought that they were really being like really cheapskatey. But no, it turns out they actually
What
did.
you mean to say you loved the high quality effects for
It wasn't as bad as it could have been. I think this might be only me, but I think King Shark may have had a slightly better animation, and Grodd. But I think Fwerza was a
Yeah,
little bit cartoonish. So like in
cartoonish.
the
She
way
didn't
that
even change her fucking
style.
outfit. She was
Well, yeah,
orange.
exactly. But
One of the reasons she was probably orange, actually, one of the main reasons she was orange is because they didn't even cast the main. They didn't have the main actress cast of who it was gonna be.
oh, really? That was just a
Yeah, that
random person that
actress.
walked on set by one day.
Yeah,
She was actually good in the role, though. She wasn't in the
there
show
you
for an
go.
awful lot, but she was good. Anyway, next episode.
Okie dokie. Timeless. Timeless Wells reappears.
Ah,
And
yeah.
oh, this one looked really nice actually, especially that scene where it was like they travel back in time and the shit's exploding,
All the
and there's like
forces.
a whole yeah. This yeah, actually effects wise, I think this is my favorite, but that's
Yeah.
only because I don't think they do force it
And it paid
that
off
much.
the like Harrison Wells looking to the right and then like being like oh and then not showing it. Which I
Yeah.
completely forgot was the thing that happened until they paid it off, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that was a thing." Um,
Mm,
but yeah, that was a pretty cool one, and it showed that This I think this may be just me, but recently Barry Allen has seemed to be becoming more and more of slightly of a dickhead every episode, and this episode just like reaffirmed that he does have a heart.
yeah.
But recently he's just started to get a little bit more assholey. I don't know if that's because I don't know if that's intentional or just the way that they've accidentally written him. I'm hoping it's like there's more stress on him being a leader and that's why, but
Or
who
just
knows?
lousy writing.
Yeah, oh well, yeah, one or the other. But anyway,
Mm.
next episode. That was cool effects wise though, I will agree.
So then we. I need to double check. Hold on.
While you're
I
double
believe it
checking,
is timeless. Go ahead.
while you're double checking for the episode after Timeless, I'm very glad that they didn't actually kill the forces back then, because the logic of how they said they were going to preserve the timeline just didn't make sense to me. So I just would have been really confused. But yeah, what's the
Yeah,
next
this
episode?
season and logic didn't really go together, but hopefully the second half it'll just be like speedsters go swish woo.
Ooh, I run faster than
So the
you.
next two episodes are the two-parters, Family Matters Part 1 and Family Matters
Oh,
Part
really?
2. This is where it got weird. Oh, son! Oh, child! No! Please stop. They're
Yeah,
not your children. You caused them, but you don't need to call them Dad, Mom.
yeah, and they were very
That was
okay with it as well.
strange.
They were like
No, yeah.
surprisingly like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna let you call me that, even though you're practically the same
Like,
age
so,
as me.
like it's strange because like some of them are really good. Like Speed Force saying so it's family game night, fine, but I play to win. Like the Speed Force
Hmm.
villain wise, which I guess she was the villain, it was so fucking strange as well because they couldn't fucking decide who was the villain or not. Because at the start you thought, oh, maybe Psyche's pretty bad. Oh, maybe all of these forces are pretty bad. No way, it's the Speed Force. And then the Speed Force in the fucking last half is like, oh no, your forces are the bad ones. Make up your fucking
But
mind and stick to it.
this might be I maybe I just did not listen, but why did the storm start in the first place?
I think it was the other forces. I don't
But
know.
was it
It's
just their
just I don't.
existence, or did they accidentally intentionally make this?
I don't. It's getting to the point. A little shout out to a friend of the channel, David. So this is gonna be a plug for another show that me and him both watch. Angel. One of their
Ah,
worst
yes.
seasons. It got to a point where you felt everything was being met up. Like each episode, they were just kind of like, "What do we do next?" Hey, why don't we
Magic.
try? Like they were throwing stuff in the wall to see what stuck.
Okay.
Where I don't think this was really like that, but this was just kind of like, yeah, what works?
Yeah, explanation wasn't their main priority.
Yeah, it was just kind of like they had so many ideas or something, but they just didn't stick with certain things.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, no, I think I may actually agree with you on that.
Where I think slash hope, I have a feeling just in the back of my mind that I think they know what they're doing with Godspeed.
I really hope so. Imagine he gets introduced and killed off in the one episode. And then there's just like
No,
someone else
don't,
completely for the
no,
rest.
don't you dare.
Because technically they've used his suit 3 times already, so they have gotten the use out of it. And
Please
also
no, please.
the fact
Like you
the
joke
fact that
about that, but I'm genuinely scared that they might fucking do that.
they could, it is an actual possibility. They could be like, I'm gonna kill you, and then he dies, and then it's like, new bad guy. It was Pied
Well,
Piper all along. And then he comes back. Um,
no, no, no.
but wait, I was gonna say, oh yeah, the fact that they gave Chill Blaine his own fancy jacket means he's definitely gonna come back.
Yeah, that's a jacket from the comics, by the way. That's his comic look.
Hmm.
Now, that's his comic look to a sense. I don't know
Oh.
why he's not wearing a shirt.
Wait, does he not wear a shirt underneath? Wait, does he wear a shirt underneath the comics?
He keeps that shit zipped up. I don't know why he's not
Oh,
wearing a shirt.
he's trying to flirt, I
Like,
guess.
from the minute I saw him, yeah, I know they were trying to do, like, a romance with Killer Frost. Thank God it's not another romance with Kaylin, but still. Ay, ay, ay.
I'd say they'll eventually have to do another one with Caitlyn, though. Also, were they slightly weirdly teasing one with Allegra and Chester at one point? Or did I pick up on
I
that wrong,
think
really? They
that's,
stared at each
no,
other, but I think that was just because they were being awkward with Cisco, I guess.
I think that's something they're definitely teasing. Because they're losing Cisco
Yeah.
soon. So,
Oh, god damn! Rip in peace, Cisco. Um,
who the
just don't
fuck
board a
said he's
plane.
gonna die? Oh shit, no!
People aren't going to understand that, I'm only after realizing, but we'll dedicate an
You
entire
watch
TV talk for that.
Batwoman, you
Yeah,
know what that means.
if you watch Batwoman, you get the beginning of that, but it's gained a lot more kind of self-contained lore of an inside joke, but we'll explain that maybe at some point.
Question mark?
Question mark.
But
But
yeah, that's all the episodes. It was
yeah,
decent. It wasn't the worst, but it wasn't. I think it
it
was
was
probably in
watchable.
around season. Yeah, I think it was around. I don't know. Some people really disliked season 4. I think it was around about season 4. I think it was better than season 5
I think
because
one
it
thing,
had genuinely good episodes. I think it's really half and half. Like episodes that don't deal with any of the 4 stuff, which is strangely enough the Killer Frost stuff, which
yeah,
was like the B storyline. That was really good.
yeah, Killer Frost episode was really good because it has really cool Killer Frost stuff. Chill Blaine was a cool villain, and it had Barry Allen doing detective
Yeah.
work, which I just thought
So
was really
like the
cool.
first 2 episodes and any episode that didn't really focus on that 4 stuff.
Yeah, but
Cause like I said, and I'll keep saying, I'm sorry for cutting you off,
no
but
worries.
like I said, I don't know, it's really strange. Like I'm gonna keep saying this. They kind of decided, hey, let's base this off of an already pretty rough and kind of half-done storyline, which they've done this before in the show. They picked Savitar, and he was only like a character that showed up once or twice, and they made him really
Oh,
good. They picked Zoom, and he was only a character that only showed up once or twice. But the big fact is, they kind of put more work into it.
yeah, because they
That's
did
like
the
the billion
entire
dollar.
season long instead of
Yeah,
half a season.
yeah, but like they put more. Like it was some cases for certain things. They picked the character, and like they worked around the cat. Like I don't know, they put more work into it almost to a sense, or like
Yeah, no,
they had
I
it
get you.
planned out. Whereas I'll be honest in saying this felt to me anyway a little bit less planned out. Like they didn't make up their minds.
Yeah, they didn't really know exactly what it was gonna happen, I guess.
Yeah,
But that's what it
which
felt
with the
like.
blood work stuff, I'll go back to from last season. That was really well done because it was like the lead up into Crisis, and then he showed up in the Mirror Master, or
Yeah,
Mirror Monarch arc, and it was really well done,
I really liked him. He was one
and it
of my
made
favorite
sense.
Flash villains in a while.
Yeah.
I was gonna say one thing that might, and this might be the closing thought, at least for me in this review. But
Uh,
one of the things that I think may have
my car disagrees with you.
surprisingly hindered this series, in my opinion, was that there was very few like villains of the week, if that makes sense. Which surprisingly, I thought that would mean that it would be way more story driven. But
Hmm.
I think because the villains of this season were kind of not on such a strong story, they could have maybe done with a little bit more villains of the week. But that's just
Yeah.
me. That's probably. But then again, they didn't have as much episodes to
Yeah, cause
fill up.
like,
So
wait, let me go through it real quick. So like, episode one, there was no, well, there was what's her name, Top. Episode two, I can't remember. I don't think so. I think it
I
was
don't
just
think so.
Barry
It was
going
just
crazy.
yeah,
Episode three was like the finale with Mara Monarch. Episode four was Abracadabra. Episode five was Psych. Episode six was Dion.
Dion. Yeah,
Episode seven was Chillblaine. Episode eight was the political system? Politics? Or maybe Allegra? Nine? Dion shows back up, I guess, and there's the big Speed Force twist.
yeah. But they're
And
like the main
then
villains.
Family Matters Part 1 and 2 just focused on Speed Force and Dion.
Yeah. Well,
But
and
like,
the
yeah,
other
technically,
forces to an extent.
very few of them. It's really, yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, no, it was. I'm glad I watched it because obviously it. Wait, hang on a minute. Was that whole point of that series just to kind of hint, hint, nudge, nudge for Barry to say that he wants to have kids? And is that why they
Yeah,
kept on calling them ki Oh my God, they could have done that in such simpler ways. But
yep.
they could have just showed. They
Let's
could
hope
have.
the second half picks up.
They could literally have just shown Barry and Iris walking down the street and walking past a woman holding a pram. And then Barry's like, "Hey, I have an
Babies!
impulse, babies." They could have just done that, and then they wouldn't have to do any of these. But
I
yeah,
think
some
they were just trying to experiment, plus it was a pretty noteworthy arc.
graphic novel, yeah, yeah, I guess, yeah. No, it wasn't like horrible, but it wasn't the strongest it's been. It's gonna be a while, I think, until it gets back up to season one level for me personally,
If ever.
if ever, yeah. Although Bloodwork, that small bit, that was very close in
Yeah.
my opinion. And the Thinker, I
But I
really like
think,
the Thinker.
yeah, we say this a lot, but I think season 6 started strong. Crisis, good.
Great.
Mirror Monarch, slow decline?
Yeah, cool concept, just kind of took too long to do it.
And the Speed Force, it wasn't even where it was too long, it was just, yeah, Mirror Monarch was too long, whereas the Speed Force was too complicated. Like, I don't know, I'm even thinking, could you have stretched it out? It was kind of, I don't know, it was a little bit even more like
Vague.
yeah, it was like the Thinker where it kept body swapping and like you didn't have a main character to focus on.
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, no, I agree with that. But I think that wraps up our review
Yep.
for The Flash first half of season 7 as part of our
We'll be
reviewathon.
back
We'll be
in
back soon.
July. That's
Yeah.
when the Flash finishes up. So come back around. Well, let's see. What's our track record? Come back in
This
August
time
or
next year.
July.
Yeah.
Yeah, for whenever
Then
we talk about that.
exactly, yeah. And be sure to stay because relatively soon after this, the next
Yep.
episode of the reviewathon will be going up. And I think, if I
And
remember
we could be
correctly,
reviewing
that'll be
anything.
Falcon the Winter Soldier. I'll just say it now. I think that's
Yeah,
what it'll be.
no.
But thank you all so much for watching. We really hope you enjoyed. Be sure to check out and support my channel, Turtle Guys channel, and the Tire Talks channel down below. And
I'm glad you didn't marry us to like anything like of what we're reviewing. I don't, yeah, because there's nothing. What else do we need to review next? Probably next.
well,
I don't see what's out.
we have the one collab that we're gonna do in the future down the pipeline.
Yes. But I was
So
on about like other like coming in the future. Like this is when we watch and these shows come out. We got Legends, Superman and Lois.
Swamp
A
Thing.
Stargirl season one review will probably be coming.
Yeah, we've intentionally held back on that because we are going to release that
That'll
before
probably
season
come
2 airs.
around. Yeah, that'll probably come around the same time as the Flash second half of the season.
Yeah, and an entire season retrospective. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching.
Oh,
We hope to
well,
see
yeah,
you in
but
the next one.
like we're not. Don't
Don't
bloody,
I don't know, but
don't force
they
us to make two videos. We only need
well
to make the
we'll
one.
see. we? Well, I meant that as
Yeah,
part
we
of the
will.
same one. But
Good.
thank you all so much for watching or listening, technically. We hope to see you in the next one. Make sure you have a good
There you
sleep.
go.
And goodbye.
Yeah, don't be so tired and fucking decide to make a video where you're just like,
No, don't make don't make two separate channels focused on content where we deliberately have to be tired, which is probably a very bad mistake in hindsight.
like
But
there's some doctor like they call the series what? Good God, man!
they require urgent medical attention. Oh God.
Dr. Phil's just listening to the cast like, hey, I'm liking what they're talking about, but these motherfuckers should go to sleep.
Yeah, and that is
I'll
probably
send
what
them
we're gonna
some.
do.
I'll send them some reverse coffee. Dun, 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 dun.
My caffeine
My
is
goals are
beyond your
beyond
understanding.
your understanding. Hey!
Oh, that was good. That was good.
It was me, Turtle Guy in Cyber Prime. I caused you to stay up. I created. I don't
Caffeine.
even know. I created Tire Talk. I was the first man on the moon.
Oh God.